For today's cup of coffee, while the world does what the world does, I choose not to get involved with some of the things that are too high above me. King David said that, so I figured that that was some prime advice right there. I'm going to stay in my own lane. And this comes from Daly Mail and is by Matt Drake on October the 23rd. And a UK farm has become a Guinness World Record holder after using more than 10,000 pumpkins and squashes to create an amazing Tim Burton-inspired mosaic. Sunnyfields Farm in Southampton set the record for the largest cupofcoffeewithscream mosaic on October the 18th. It depicts Jack Skellington's famous moonlight stance from Burton's stop-motion animated film The Nightmare Before Christmas. The farm is owned by the Nelson family, made up of husband and wife Ian, 59, and Louise, 60, as well as their 33-year-old son, Tom. They all serve as directors. Tom Nelson said he was very surprised and very pleased when he and his family found out that they had become record holders. He added, quote, "We host the Great Pumpkin Time Weigh-Off each year at the farm, which is always on the second Saturday of October, and there's often someone who gets a world record for the largest ever fruit/pumpkin. We always see people get world records, but we didn't think we would get one ourselves. We weren't intentionally doing it to get the record, as each year we build a big display, but we realized it would qualify and went for it," end quote. To achieve the record, the mosaic had over 100 square meters, and the finished product was just shy of 200 square meters. The title comes from the fact that the squashes and pumpkins involved in the design are all part of the curcubita family. That's a new word to me. The striking Halloween-inspired image is made up of more than 10,000 pumpkins and squashes. It required meticulous planning and took over 5 hours for Mr. Nelson and a team of 9 others to place the pumpkins and squashes in the right places. And Mr. Nelson said that even though squashes and pumpkins come in a variety of different colors, the color palette the team had to work with was limited. He explained, quote, "Orange had to be a good majority of it. We tried to use a large amount of the Crown Prince squash, which is blue, so was good in terms of color contrast with the orange. We used ghost pumpkins, which are white, for the moon, and gem roulette squash, which I think is a staple food in South Africa, and that is very dark green and in a cricket ball shape, so it was very good for doing the outlines," end quote. As for why this particular movie was chosen as inspiration, Mr. Nelson said he turned to social media to see what ideas people had, which is something the farm does regularly when it creates large scenes. Past mosaics include Paddington Bear, I don't know how that has to do with pumpkins, but anyhow, which was made in honor of the late Queen. Oh, there you go. That's what it had to do with pumpkins. And a Cinderella carriage. He said, quote, "We try and do something linked to national pride. The top one this year was actually the lionesses, and we tried different designs, but we struggled to make it work. The second top idea was The Nightmare Before Christmas, and because this year marked the 30th anniversary of the Tim Burton movie, we felt it was something to celebrate," end quote. Mr. Nelson said the spiral element was very difficult. He stated, quote, the size of each pumpkin is like a pixel. You may add a pumpkin in and find it too big, so you would have to swap it out for a smaller one," end quote. So you can see that that was very meticulous. He added that as the family are the first to achieve this record, it will be interesting to see if anyone else tries to top us next year. Adam Millward managing editor of Guinness World Record, said, quote, "This is always a busy time of year for fruit and veg records in Guinness World Records. Indeed, just last week, we had the privilege of recognizing a new heaviest pumpkin. It can sometimes be easy to get wrapped up entirely in the biggest produce, but what Sunnyfields Farm has proven in their Halloween-themed gourd display is that when horticultural prowess is combined with a little creative flair, it's possible to reap some truly spooktacular results," end quote. And I thought that this was just phenomenal. Now, 5 hours working on something like this, yeah, how cool is that? And there's the team receiving their award, which is great. And it was when they used to have, was it the Macy's Thanksgiving Day parade, or the Parade of Roses? And that was something that I used to enjoy every year. I don't even know if they still do that, but the amount of time and talent that it takes to produce such things, it needs to be recognized. We need to recognize things that are lovely and things that are creative right now. It's easy to tear things down. It's very difficult to build them back up. So congratulations to this family and their creation. What a wonderful thing. If you've had experiences with paranormal or supernatural, encounters with UFOs, aliens, cryptids, you can send us an email, cupofcoffeewithscream@gmail.com. And the email address is there in the description box. Link to the article will also be in the description box. It's great that that's a family that did that together. Look at that. And that's on a slope, too. Looks like that would have made it harder. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Yeah. Know that you're loved. And during this time, war takes many forms, folks. And one of the ways to fight against darkness is the weapons of our warfare are not carnal. And it includes love, forgiveness, compassion, and mainly prayer. And Lord willing, we'll see you on the next cut. Bye.